And now we'd like to present the second part of our exclusive report from North Korea, where FTV secured unprecedented permission from the country's authorities to ride on and film 3 transit systems in the capital, Pyongyang. Most tourists visiting North Korea face strict limitations on the transportation they can use, and most are only allowed by the authorities to use cars reserved for foreigners. Meanwhile, public mass transit and the details of how average people in North Korea get around has been largely off limits to visitors. And how do North Koreans react to the rare appearance of our reporters on a tram, a trolleybus, and the subway? Our exclusive report from FTV News director Ann Hu and her team in the Hermit Kingdom. Around 3 million people live in Greater Pyongyang, with 1 million commuting from suburbs daily. Most of them use bicycles, a safe and convenient way of commuting, given that the city streets are wide and traffic-free, even if they don't have bike lanes. The few motorcycles on North Korean roads are imported electric scooters, mostly because North Korea has discouraged the production of motorcycles and the use of fossil fuels. But Pyongyang itself is host to a wide array of mass transit systems, all of which are powered by the city's electrical grid. A single ticket is the same price across all systems, no matter the length of the journey, 5 North Korean won, about 1.5 NT.
这是第6次来到北朝鲜，我们还是第1次能够坐上百姓所搭乘的有轨电车。안녕하십니까？我们必须选座位坐，可是前面呢，就是跟我们台湾一样，是类似的博爱座，孕妇或者对政府有功的战士等等能够坐的。那么我们一般只能从这里坐起，我选这个位置。
From the beginning, we were told not to speak to other passengers without permission, out of concern we might create trouble for them. So we avoided conversation on the train. Every tram had at least 3 cars, with inspectors in the first and last cars to take passengers' tickets.
출퇴근 시간이 제일 바쁩니다. 아니, 그러니까 기도 전차를 이용하는 손님들에게서 차표를 받아서 국가에 입금을 시키는 그런 일을 합니다.
Completed in the 1990s, Pyongyang's tram network is one of the city's newer public transport systems, but it only has 3 lines at present. The city's trolley bus network, built in the 1960s, is more extensive.
和其他的国家不一样，在北朝鲜无轨电车发展的比有轨电车还要早，而且无轨电车是他们自己建造的。在无轨电车上没有设车长小姐，全靠这个投票箱。那么朝鲜就信任百姓们一上车之后会自己把这个车票放进这车厢里。
North Korea's trolleybuses, built decades before its trams, are starting to show their age, but the 10 different trolleybus lines connect all of Pyongyang and have the highest and most frequent ridership. We then descended more than 100 meters to a station on the Pyongyang Metro ahead of our ride on the city's subway.
출근 시간에는 3분 내지 4분에 한 대씩 뛰고, 그다음에 점심이나 이거 요일 시간은 5분에 한 대씩 운행하게 되어 있습니다.
With around 5 minutes between trains, we let several trains go past before boarding this one, a new model built in Pyongyang and put into service in 2016.
现在我们要开始搭乘地铁，而现在我们搭乘这一列车厢呢，就是朝鲜说他们自己建造的。
Having found seats, I realized that this is the closest I've gotten to the actual public. But several times, passengers immediately got up or moved away after noticing me as a foreigner. I tried out some simple greetings.
어디 가요?
직장에 출근합니다.
I got some brief responses, but nobody was willing to have a chat, reflecting the shyness of North Korean citizens and the language barrier. The new locally made subway cars were more comfortable, brighter, and better appointed, and had systems to display upcoming stops and train speed, giving passengers a range of information at a glance. Other LCD screens in the cars played short propaganda films in the absence of any paid advertisements in the socialist country subway. Pyongyang's lack of vehicles with 4 or more wheels is an important indicator of the country's political and economic openness. Under international economic sanctions, North Korea can't import vehicles from the US, Europe, or Japan, so aside from a few Chinese cars, nearly all the cars on its roads are models like the Cuckoo, Whistle, and 3000 Li made by Pyeonghwa Motors, a joint venture between China and North Korea. Private citizens in the country can't afford them, so cars and fuel subsidies are distributed by the government to state officials and important people who must also learn how to drive the cars themselves because drivers aren't covered under the subsidies. From 6 p.m. in the evening until morning the following day, energy conservation means that no cars are allowed on the roads without the proper permits, plunging the country's roads into an even deeper quiet come nighttime. Locals are used to it, but foreigners like us see the scene and sense an atmosphere of strict control in what is, after all, still a closed, authoritarian country. This exclusive report brought to you by FTV's Ann Woo Johnson Lee of CF Soo in Pyongyang, North Korea.